Welcome to Get the Facts, the program that provides you with information on government's policies and initiatives. I'm your host, Vaughn Davis, sitting in for Andros Campbell. Today we'll be talking about the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Commission, the BGLC's Tertiary Education Grant. We have with us Ms. Jeanette Lewis, Manager of Corporate Affairs and Communication at the Commission. Ms. Lewis, welcome to the program. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, the BGLC is better known for its licensing and monitoring roles in the gaming industry. But besides their regulatory function, the Commission is investing in the lives of young people by offering a tertiary education grant. Tell us why.
So in addition to our responsibility to ensure the integrity and sustainability of Jamaica's gaming industry, the Tertiary Education Grant is our flagship corporate social responsibility program. And what it does is helps us to contribute to ensuring that Jamaica has a cadre of trained and educated young people, which is an important foundation for national development.
All right. Well, educational development support is important to a lot of needy persons. That's very true. Give us an idea of the numbers you've been able to assist so far and the level of funds that supports this tertiary education grant.
Well, since 2014, when the Tertiary Education Grant started, the BGLC has supported 1,200 students and invested about $69 million to provide assistance for their tertiary education.
All right. What is the grant fund amount available to individual students? How is it disbursed, and what are the purposes for which it can be used by the students?
So the grant is to aid with tuition, and the amount is $50,000 per student. And basically, it's a process of an online application, and that application includes submission of a writing assignment, and we evaluate the applicants, and this year we're choosing 350 students to disperse the grant to.
All right, wonderful. Now, for persons who are interested in applying for the grant, what's the procedure? How do they go about doing so?
Well, it's actually quite easy. It's a total online process, and you just have to visit the BGLC's website, and on the website is a link to the application form. And the online application requires you to go through some eligibility checks before you get to the main form, just to make sure that you meet the eligibility criteria. Then you have to upload supporting documents, enter your personal details and the two references, and submit your application along with your essay, of course, your writing assignment.
That all sounds fairly doable, I must say. Now, does it matter whether the person is pursuing an undergraduate or a postgraduate program?
So the Tertiary Education Grant is only for undergraduate studies, full-time undergraduate studies in any subject area at any accredited tertiary institution across Jamaica.
All right, so that begs the question, who exactly is eligible to apply for this grant? What are the criteria that you're looking for?
So to apply for the BGLC Tertiary Education Grant, you have to be a Jamaican citizen who is attending full-time undergraduate studies at any accredited tertiary institution in Jamaica in any area of study. You have to have a GPA of at least 2.75 out of a scale of 4, and you have to be no older than 26 by September 2021. And you have to be at least 18 years old, of course.
Okay. Now, we understand that you've including a writing assignment, very interesting, to inform and promote responsible behavior with regards to gaming. So talk to me about that. Why this approach?
Okay, so many times people get scholarships and have no connection or understanding of the organization from which they have received the support. We think it's very important that young people have an awareness of not just the BGLC, but the gaming industry, because the gaming industry does have a huge impact on people's lives. So we tend to have a writing assignment that encourages them to do some research and understand the industry. And responsible gaming is our primary message, gambling safely. If you're going to gamble, you have to do so in a way that's safe and does not compromise your life, your lifestyle, your family. So the writing assignment this year, for example, asks the students to write a letter to a family or friend who engages in gambling, but to give them some advice and counsel as to how they can do so safely, how they can get help if they find they're having a problem with gambling, and where they can go for this help.
All right, so where does one go to access the application form, and where should one submit the completed form?
So it's all online. We have an online application portal, which you can get a link to from our website. That when you click on the link on our website, it takes you to the application portal, which will take you through a process of determining your eligibility. And then you have to upload your supporting documents, which includes your transcript a national photo ID, and the completed writing assignment, and you enter your personal details, the contact information for 2 references, submit, and that's the application done.
Now, COVID-19 has created a financial strain for many families, and help like the BGLC's Tertiary Education Grant is significant. Let's take a quick break and come back to learn more about how to access the BGLC's Tertiary Education Grant. Stay with us.
The following is brought to you by MOCA, the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency with kind support of NIA and USAID.
Criminal minds think they are cunning. The major organized crime and anti-corruption agency have them running. Your friend a shout, come here. Take time running. Because we ready for the ops. Drive up on your block. Step out now the block. Cyber take about your laptop. Pull up every lock. No evidence to drop. We put it in a cuffs and now we have the underground. Sin you say scam, you better look out for. When you move corrupt, better look out for. Feel say you get wet, look out for. Look out for. Look out for. From you say scam, you better look out for. When you move corrupt, better look out for. Feel say you get wet, look out for. Look out for. Look out for.
The proceeding was brought to you by MOCA, the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency with the kind support of NIA and USAID.
MOCA.
Welcome back to Get the Facts. We're talking about how the BGLC is assisting needy students to pursue higher education through its Tertiary Education Grant. Here to tell us about that is Ms. Jeanette Lewis, Manager of Corporate Affairs and Communication at the BGLC. Now, Ms. Lewis, there is a deadline for application for the BGLC's Tertiary Grant. And how long after application will the grant be dispersed to applicants?
So the deadline for applications to submit everything is the Friday, the 16th of July. After that process, we have a group of teachers who will actually mark the essays and score the essays. And then by the end of August, we will advise the students what is the outcome of their application. The disbursement process then requires the tertiary institution to confirm that the students are actually registered to attend the tertiary institution in the semester. Once the school advises us that they are registered, each student is registered, we disperse the funds directly to the institution on the basis of that information.
All right, so I can imagine many persons might find the application process a little bit intimidating. And so how do persons, if necessary, contact the BGLC for some kind of support if they need that as they go through the application process?
So we have a number of channels that people can turn to for assistance. We have a WhatsApp text line, which is 876-224-2452. So you can send a message on the WhatsApp line. We've also received direct messages on our Instagram channel. And of course, you can email us at info@bglc.gov.jm. And then there's always a telephone where you can call our office during office hours at 876-630-1353.
So are there any supporting documents that persons need to submit along with their application?
Yes, the supporting documents are really very important. I mentioned the writing assignment before. So the 500-word writing assignment is important. We need an identification card. It can be any national ID, passport, driver's license, voter's registration. And then we also need to get the transcript or evidence of your GPA and academic achievements.
Most importantly, how will persons know that they've been successful in applying for the grant?
So by the end of August, we will email every applicant to let them know the outcome of their application.
All right, sounds good. So is this tertiary grant recurring?
We do this every year, but students apply each year. And students can apply and receive the grant. You can apply as many times as it takes to get the grant, but you can only receive it for 2 disbursements.
So can persons who are already in receipt of a scholarship or a grant still benefit?
So if you have gotten assistance in the form of a scholarship or grant from another organization, that does not preclude you from getting the BGLC Tertiary Education Grant, which is $50,000. So that does not cover the full cost of tuition. However, if you have received a scholarship from another organization that covers the full cost of your tuition, what we will do is ask you to forfeit the BGLC Education Grant so that it can be given to another needy student who needs assistance.
Okay, we are just about out of time, but I would like your final word on how all this will help change Jamaica and any advice to our students about what they can do to help make Jamaica the best place to live, work, raise families, and do business.
Well, as we said earlier, this flagship corporate social responsibility program, we believe, will ultimately help with national development by ensuring that there is a trained cadre of young people who can propel our country forward. So we want to encourage students, don't give up. Don't believe that there's no opportunity for you to pursue tertiary education. Find your passion, pursue the studies, and there is help out there from BGLC and other organizations to help finance your tertiary studies.
Well, the activity of national development is very important. It's an all hands on deck activity, and it's very important for those who can to help those who are in need. So in that state, what the BGLC is doing is very, very commendable. And on that note, here's where we end our conversation for today. I'm sure we're leaving much more enlightened about the BGLC and the opportunities it is providing for young people, not just about regulating and ensuring fair gaming. This has been Get the Facts. Our guest was Ms. Jeanette Lewis, Manager of Corporate Affairs and Communication at the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Commission. For more information on the BGLC's Tertiary Education Grant, visit their website, bglc.gov.jm. Until next time, when Get the Facts brings you, as always, more important information, I'm Vaughn Davis. Thanks for watching and take care.